Hey, it's Gavin here, and I'll talk about all things automations and integrations. So today, I'm going to talk about how do APIs and automations actually play together and what that all means. So let's jump right into it. So I've spoken about what APIs are. You can check out some of my other videos on that. And I've talked about automations and how automations is like having automation is like having the best assistant you could ever ask for that never misses a beat and reacts super fast and follows instructions to a T every single time. So if this thing happens, do that. If that thing happens, do that. If this thing happens, first check if there's a certain word in the document and then do that. It's like the world's best virtual assistant or just assistant in general. And I talk about what APIs are in that it is like a collection of URLs, and at each URL, a product or service or a company, they allow you to do a certain action in their system, to change something in their system, or for you to get something out of their system based on as long as you give them all the correct information. So how those two things connect together is basically where Zapier and Integromat sit together. Those softwares, Zapier and Integromat. And basically what those softwares do, or if you even created a custom solution, how APIs and automations connect together with that is basically Zapier, Integromat, or a custom script that someone creates for you. That is like the assistant that is checking and always monitoring and does the exact same things every time when something happens. But how the APIs fit in is that this assistant, or Zapier or Integromat, they are monitoring and are able to speak to all these different APIs of systems or products. So it's like when something happens in an API, your assistant or your custom code or your Zapier, it is watching this API for something to happen. And then it's like, cool, this thing happened. And then it's like, what do I do with this thing now? And often in Zapier's world or in Integromat's world, this other thing is do something else in someone else's API. Do something else in their system or get additional information from their system and then do something else. So it's just a collection of that. It's having that assistant is now, instead of watching just for things happening in the world, that assistant is watching APIs for things to happen, and it knows all about all the different tasks and things that are able to be done with the API, what things you can do in their system, what things you can get out of their system. And it's just always watching for those things that you've told it to do. And then it goes and does other things in other systems based on what you've told it to do. So I hope that more top level introduction just gives you a much better understanding when someone's talking about these things, or when you come across these different types of things when you're researching, or you just seeing things pop up on your Facebook feed, or when you're reading articles. But I hope that gives a bit more of explanation. And obviously, if you have more questions, just shoot them through to me, ask them in the comments, etc., in whichever way you feel more comfortable. And I hope that's been useful, and chat soon.